What's up, guys? I guess this is a weekly ritual of me going to the park and recording something. I just went on a 50-minute bike ride and it was really awesome. It was Sunday. I was trying to enjoy the Sabbath. I didn't really have anything to do, but I also knew that I didn't want to waste my time on the phone, just watching YouTube shorts or something. And I knew that anything else would be better. So I went on a bike ride, and instead of going straight to the park as usual, I actually kind of made it a bit of an adventure, which ended up being almost an hour. I started at 4 p.m. and right now it's 4:50 something. But I left my house, I got all my supplies, and then I took a detour. I went on one of the main roads, and then there's a new apartment complex that opened up that was literally in development when I was leaving high school, and then 3 years later they finished and then people are living in them at the moment. So then it was actually cool. It's my first time checking out, exploring it. It was really cool. Yeah, it was really cool, and I took a video of the view at the top, which was really satisfying. And then afterwards I went to the the local cemetery, because I never went there before, and it's a bit random, but then I just checked it out. Went for a bike ride in there, and it was really nice, really peaceful. And then I looped around, went on the main road with all the stores and stuff, and then came to the park, which was really awesome. And I'm saying this, and I know it sounds just kind of like a kid, kind of silly, but it was so much better than, I could have spent these 50 minutes doing anything. But this was so much better than just doing something on my phone. And it fills me with a lot of, it was just reflection time. It was just chilling. It was just thinking thoughts while I was biking, kind of getting that natural dopamine from, I don't know, just doing something besides the phone. And it was really good. Yeah, it fills me with ideas because I want to get a bike recording helmet or something that I can put my phone on and then just videotape biking. I think that'd be really cool footage to do, and it would work like a layover or something while I'm monologuing. I think that'd be really cool. But I wouldn't have thought of that at all. I wouldn't have these ideas at all unless I went outside, unless I actually just went on did something as simple as going on a bike ride and turning it into a 50-minute bike ride, instead of just going straight to the park, and doing that on top of, instead of spending my time on the phone. So yeah, that's been really awesome. I think I just wanted to document that as a good memory. Also, yeah, I guess it's part of a bigger theme that I'm realizing, and honestly I think a big inspiration is this smaller YouTuber, Timothy. He's a pretty good inspiration about just doing natural stuff or analog stuff, getting real dopamine, doing challenges instead of wasting your time on the phone. And so I've been doing more analog stuff, and I actually think all the effectiveness of the phone to do your work or something, having all this effectiveness leaves you with downtime that you can just use to waste. It's essentially making downtime to waste. But actually doing more analog stuff, slower things, I've been getting into something called a commonplace journal, which is keeping a journal of all notable quotes from any inspiration that you're getting, books or famous quotes, inspirational quotes, books, poetry, whatever. And I've been putting the quotes that I've been getting in there, and so you just handwrite them instead. And so that's been really nice because it's actually slower. It actually takes a lot more time, and it's actually very time consuming to handwrite instead of just copying pasting it on my phone, or typing, or even just typing it on my phone or computer. It could take 2-3 minutes to just write out a few sentences or a paragraph, compared to just copying pasting it online and keeping a digital copy. But then actually it's a physical copy. It's a second brain where I can keep these inspirational things, these pieces of scripture that I read in the Bible, or insightful commentary from these commentary books that I'm reading about the Bible. Or right now I'm actually kind of getting into reading transcendentalism literature, like Henry David Thoreau or Ralph Waldo Emerson. And so I'm reading Walden right now, and there's just to document his quotes in there. I think those are awesome. So that's something I wanna do, is doing more analog stuff, because it's really the choice of, you know, I guess you could say efficient artificial dopamine versus like slow natural dopamine. Of you can easily spend this time on the phone watching YouTube shorts or whatever, and it's quick and it's something you can do in your downtime because you're efficient throughout the day. Or you could take something slow such as like commonplace journaling, like writing down quotes. It takes time. Like I stayed up late, where I took like 30 minutes just to catch up on all the highlights I wrote in the book, all the highlights I made in my e-reader, and then transcribing that by hand into the commonplace journal. And that took time. But I look back and it's like, yeah, that was really inefficient, but also it was so much better than taking the 30 minutes or so to catch up and write these quotes line by line by hand. Took more time, but actually saved me in a sense compared to just copying and pasting on my phone, and then in the spare time that I made up by copying and pasting it, like watching YouTube, or just wasting my time. So that's actually a big insight that I learned this week, and I wanted to share. And so that's something I want to do more. And I thought of a few ways that I wrote down. I'm trying to recall it, but one is commonplace journaling, writing down these quotes by hand, also journaling in general. Let me see, I have it with me. Let me see. So that's just my normal journal. But yeah, I wrote, I don't know if you can see it, but it says memorizing, like such as memorizing quotes or like memorizing the Bible. Actually, I spent a good chunk of it yesterday. I was just in the park doing my stuff, and then I was just walking around on the field and just kind of like just reciting in my head. I got a few good ones from Philippians that I could share. But even walking or biking instead of commuting by public transport or by car, or actually, yeah, even public transport instead of just a car. Walking in general, like for example, I think actually that's a really good way to reset my day if I'm in a slump, because I remember earlier this week I studied for the MCAT, and then I was just dead tired, or my brain was dead tired afterwards. So it was just so easy to go on my phone, and so I spent a few minutes like on my phone. I was listening to music that I hadn't listened to for a while, like some rap music. But because I was just on my phone, I felt sluggish and just kind of like a vortex, almost like a black hole sucking you into procrastination. But then I actually took a step back and I just went on a walk around my neighborhood. For like one lap was like 5 minutes or 10 minutes. And it's like, that's actually a really good way to do a reset, to take a break from the phone. And then lastly I wrote was even just sitting outside. Like I went to the park and then I sat outside. I didn't do anything. I didn't practice doing any of the gymnastic flips. I didn't memorize anything. It wasn't productive actually, because there was nothing produced. There was nothing produced from that time. But it was actually so much better, and it was such a sweet break. And so that actually was so much better than anything more efficient, anything more entertaining than I could have done in that time, like even going on my phone. So that was really good. But yeah, that's basically everything. I want to make a video about commonplace journaling, maybe talk about doing more analog stuff or more of the specifics. Some goals, I guess, for this channel is that I want to get better at video editing, and I actually was kind of in a rut about it, of like, I want to get better at video editing, but then I've just been procrastinating making a video, and I need video footage to video edit. So then I think honestly the baby step is just to be more consistent with putting out footage, more consistent filming videos, and then by virtue of that, I can start editing it and have more practicing it better. Also, I have an old mic that I'm gonna use. It's portable. I should probably bring that out. I don't know where it is, but I'll find that. That'll probably give better audio for these videos. And then lastly is, yeah, maybe investing in like a cool recording thing for like a bike helmet that I can record myself doing bike rides, and that would be really cool overlay footage while I talk. So yeah, I hope to see you guys in the next video. I don't know, is that it? Yeah, but I encourage you guys to do something analog, whether it's sit outside, go for a bike ride, explore a part of your neighborhood that you haven't done before, start a commonplace journal, write stuff down. I'm not speaking as an expert here. I'm actually just speaking as someone that started doing these things and I got a lot of joy out of it. So it's my challenge to you to start doing these things too. All right, see you guys.